Hello guys, I am Nurin Pandi and I will be summarizing to you all my learnings all throughout this task and all throughout this course. So, to give you insight, uh, the server administration includes the following: uh, creating domains and administer those domains, servers, and applications. In order to do all that, you will be the administrator who has the overall control of the server. Your role are to design, install, administer, and optimize your company's server in order to perform its highest value in business-wise. Now, throughout the course, we were tasked to do activities setting up to managing users. So let me run through all of that. So the first task is setting up our virtual machine. So the task is like creating your own virtual computer in which you need to set up storage, RAM usage, and even your network. So this virtual machine will be later utilized as the serving managing computer or machine. So continuing, task 2 is basically installing our Windows server to this created virtual machine. If you have tried installing operating system, Windows operating system in your own computers, this kind of the same steps to process. This virtual machine will be later on be used as our Windows server manager, and acts as our domain controller later down the line. So task number 3 is configuring. So after installing and setting up our Windows Server virtual machine, task 3, we will now configure it and to actually start managing our server. This is where we add roles like Active Directory domain services and other features. This is also the time we set up our IPv4. Remember later down the line that what we have input in the IPv4 or IP address will be very important since this is a network IP addresses. Since network IP addresses are crucial in figuring out other features and functionalities. So next is task number 4. Task number 4 is setting up our Active Directory domain success. So task number 4 is we created our domain called CCS. For Insight, domain will be basically the organization and all of these tasks. This is where other devices would connect into. So this is basically our organization. This is where other client computers will be connected. So this is where resources will come from. So that's basically task number 4. Task number 5 is we created a new virtual machine. After setting up our Windows Server virtual machine, we need a sample computer or sample virtual machine as our test client computer. So we basically downloaded and installed a new Windows 10 to a new virtual machine. So just like we did in the other task, we are set up for from again storage. We're set up on our virtual machine, installing RAM usage again, network, all of that. So that's what we did in task number 5. Task number 6 is basically after creating, installing, and setting up our Windows 10 virtual machine. Task number 6 is we will be joining our virtual machine or client computer to our domain, which is, as I said earlier, CCS. The benefits of joining your company's domain is basically letting you access the company's resources with the use of any computer within the company. This is where the part I told you that you need to be careful about your IP addressing, since you cannot connect to your domain if you put the wrong IP address. So networking is a crucial and knowledgeable crucial part in server administration. So connecting our device to the domain. For example, we have a lot of computers. Task 7 will teach you about DHCP or Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. It's basically automatically assigning devices an IP address that is connected to the network. So DHCP is the one that will give the devices connected to your network or domain a IP address, so you wouldn't have to manually set it up, just like we did in task number 6. So after setting up our DHCP role, we are ready to connect other devices, multiple devices. So task number 8 and our final task is basically creating or setting up our user accounts. This helps the users connected to your domain or network. You let them give access and receptions within the company's resources. So this is where the hierarchical accounts comes from. So you have accounts like administrator, you have accounts like normal user, and all of that. So that will be we learned that in task number 8. So I think that's all for all the tasks we've done in this course for server administration. Throughout the course, the tasks we made, there are ups and downs. The noticeable downs are, like I said, IP addressing to be taken important note of, since networking knowledge is really needed in this course. You will stumble a lot of problems when you are not particularly knowledgeable in this area. So I think that's all for the course, and I hope I helped you learn a lot of things about the server administration. I will see you in the next course. See you guys. Thank you for checking.